I'm not, I have the stick right here, my friend. I want you to know I'm actually going to eat this. So this is so new that we don't have it actually as a map service yet. Ideally, you could go on our website and filter those things out, but I do have the Excel spreadsheet for every, not just unreached people group, but every people group in the world, about 11,000 people groups. And so because it's so new, we're gonna make it available on our website. If you have a stick at some point in the next 48 hours, you can come over, I'll put it on your stick. We have little filters so that you can filter by country, filter by people group, filter by Omega Zone, filter by religion, filter by province, whatever you want to do, you can do that. Okay, so this is very, very, very exciting. And because I just actually put all 11,000 people groups on the map yesterday, you get to be the very first ones to see what it looks like, number of people groups by Omega Zone. So this is just made yesterday. In case you're wondering, so there's 11,243 people groups according to IMB, plus our Omega Zones. The red that you're looking at is at least 49 people groups per zone. So if you look at one Omega Zone, that's red, there's at least 49 people groups in that one. So even if we just said, let's plant one ministry in an Omega Zone, we still need to take into consideration all the languages that are being spoken, all of the implications that are with this whole people group aspect of that place. So just keep that in mind, that even when we look at the Omega Zone level, it's still very, very complex. But we're finally seeing for the first time that third wave that we talk about emissions having to do with unreached people groups. This is going to help push us into that fourth wave where we start really looking at all and every, right? All right. Next. 7 years ago, something really important happened. Can anybody tell me what that was? iPhone, yes, in the back, waved his iPhone. Kind of wish it was another cookie, but yes. iPhone came out in 2007, and that was a double-edged sword for me and the 4K team, because on the one hand, we said, yes, it's finally going to be possible for us to reach the whole entire world, and on the other hand, every single person came up to us and said, where's your 4K app? And I said, do you know how to make a 4K app? Because I'm just a cartographer. We didn't have the people at the time. And so for the last few years, we've still had people coming up to saying, where's your app, where's your app, where's your app? Now, I tell people that I don't think we would have been ready for a 4K app if iPhone came out in July 2007, and we had an app August 2007. I don't know that we could have sent an app out with a 19-year-old DTS student taking pictures of Mohammed being baptized in the river and posting it up onto a website. I don't know if we would have been entirely ready for that. But in 7 years, we've learned the implications of what happens when we post something on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. We've started self-regulating one another with things like Wikipedia. We know what's appropriate and what's not. That's not entirely foolproof, but the stewardship of information has improved in the last 7 years. So, with that knowledge, we did get someone on our team, Min, who will come up in just a couple minutes. He came on and started working on a 4K tracker for us. We're almost done with it for the iPhone. Still working on it for the Android. What it does is it tracks the location of your ministry. You can put what activity you're doing in that place. You can take notes on that place, like languages spoken, people groups, whatever the needs are, ministry opportunities, and you can take pictures. But we don't have it completely available because we could put it out there, but to be honest, 4K is... We excel at being map makers and cartographers and creating Omega Zones. We're not exactly an IT department. So when we post something like this, when we push it out, we want the body of Christ, particularly YWAM, because YWAM is the family that 4K lives in, to know that however you can contribute to the development of tools like this, we need your help. If you have teams of people that can help contribute to maintenance of an app, that can help contribute to the development of an app, we would love to work with you. We don't want to do it all by ourselves on the 4K team. We want to work with your teams to do it. It's a give and take cycle. If we help you, you help us, all that good stuff, right? It's got to happen. So we do have it, and we want to share it, but we want to throw it out there that if you can help us, we would love, love, love your help, because we just need more programmers and developers who can help develop stuff like this. So with that said, I'd like to show it to you. Do you want to see it? Just so you know, this is not what you downloaded this week. This is something different. Okay? I know, everyone's like, no. It's okay. So, yes. So, you're in a place. Tag your location. That's in Kona. You can tell this is a test screen, but you can log as many points as you want on that screen. Here's the fun part about the app, is that you can put it in offline mode. So if you're in a place with no internet, no cell data, all your phone has to do is connect to the satellites in space, and you can be logging information. And the next time you get to internet, you can upload that information to the website, which is pretty exciting. And another thing to remind everybody of, everything that we do in 4K always has the umbrella of safety concerns, okay? We never take that for granted. We never stop thinking about it. Every 4K presentation I've ever done, among the first 3 questions that are asked are all related to security. Everything we do is always related to security. So before you start raising your hands going, what about security? We're always thinking about it, okay? That's why we haven't fully released this yet, because we want to make sure it's totally secure, it's totally good, everybody's good to use it. So you can go to places that don't have internet access. You can check off, oh, it's kind of hard to see, but these are all evangelism, training, mercy ministries, all the categories from YWAM.org, basically, related to ministries. You can check off if you've done in that place, like church planning, Bible studies, counseling, healthcare, all that good stuff. This is actually a scroll. It's not 3 pages. You can scroll up and down. Over here is where you can leave notes about what's going on in the place, the people groups, the languages. We love for teams to track ministry opportunities, because if this does end up on a map and other teams are looking at that map and they click on a point in Mumbai and they see a need for a certain type of ministry, they know what to prepare for when they get there. So we like for people to say, even if you have nothing to do with bringing clean water to a community, you could at least mark on there, hey, this community needs clean water. Maybe Justice Water could come in and do something with that place, right? Where's our Justice Water people? Can I hear an amen? Yeah, absolutely. They're over here. All right. Are you guys not even a little bit excited about this? Everyone's like, yes. Yeah. Yes. Great. The other thing you can do is take a picture, and if you're in a place that it's appropriate, you can check this little box. You ask the person, can I share your information? If they say yes, you can put the contact information up there for the teams going to Europe and parts of sub-Saharan Africa and the Pacific. This is very helpful information. You may not want to put that in there if you're going to North Korea or something like that. You need to use discretion and discernment as you go and do that. And then what ends up happening at the end is we put it up on a big map and people can start clicking around. This isn't the map that it looks like, but this is a map that we have for our outreaches that have gone different places from Kona. Our school of photography out of Kona just tested the app. They took it out this last month. So they walked around Calcutta with mega cities. Any mega cities people in the house? Yeah. Awesome. Just making sure that you guys are all sitting together. That's really good. So School of Photography went. They did their tracking. They used our tracker. So once we create the web platform for all of these points, then you would click on it and be able to see in a much more beautiful form, I might add, the information that was collected, the pictures that were taken. We told them, you know, be aware of what you're taking pictures of and all that good stuff. So they had a special training with how to use it. We just wanted them to beta test it for us. All right. Now, what we're going to do is adopt some Omega Zones, because it's in our YWAM nannying covenant from 2002. We've had it for 12 years that YWAM needs to take on the Omega Zone framework and make sure that all and every is reached. And we know that as a 4K team, it's been very difficult for us to provide everything that everybody wants related to Omega Zones. And the people that just stood up, they sort of blitzed on through without us, which has been amazing. They've still been using the framework, but we want all of you to really take it on tonight. We want you to start adopting Omega Zones to reach out to. And you're going to have a map of the new regions. Maybe that will help guide you a little as well. One fun thing that I did, I knew that this event was going to happen several months ago. And so 2 or 3 months ago, I thought, let's just see where YWAMers have been by Omega Zone. Maybe some of you who were Facebook friends with me saw me do this, but just one day I kind of put up a little interactive map, and I put it up on Facebook, and I said, if you're a YWAMer, whether you've been on vacation, whether you were just passing through, whether you did ministry, you don't even have to say what you were doing, just go to this map and click on an Omega Zone that you've been to, and let's see where YWAMers have been by Omega Zone. Now, this wasn't a complete picture, but it should give you some idea of what YWAMers started doing. The blue is Omega Zones where YWAMers didn't click on. They said they'd never been there. The red were Omega Zones where people said, yes, I've been there. And it was really, really fun to see because I was doing it with people. I was at King's Lodge when I made it. People were coming over, and they were like, I've been there. I said, it's already red. They were like, ugh, I want to change one. So then we'd go to a different country, and they go, I've been there. I'm like, that's blue. They're like, change it to red. They were so excited. We have to have that kind of passion, right, as we're adopting these Omega Zones. So this is just a history of where we've been. Now we want to fill the map and figure out where we're going to go next. And part of that means that we sit down, we talk to the Lord, we pray about it. You can pray about it as an individual, but particularly for this event, we're going to do it in groups, mostly because we're going to try and do one phone per group, or else the entire internet will crash and nobody will get to adopt Omega Zones. So that's why we've clustered you together in your groups. If you're not in a group yet, now is the time to do that, okay? So you can start to move around. Is everybody pretty much where you need to be? Yeah. Get up, move around. Min's going to come up and help us.
Start with this evening because it's 4 o'clock.
Oh.
Before you're switching to Min, Lynn felt like we should stop and we can pick it this evening.
Okay, well then what should I have to do?
You can just give it to me.
Okay, everybody stop what you're doing. So thanks to the computer issues earlier, we're actually just going to... David will tell you what's next, but we're going to do this a little bit later. Min will come up and show us what to do, but everybody make sure that you come in tonight, okay? Right on the dot. Don't be late tonight.
Okay, so Min, would you please come? I want you to meet Min Kang. Min will be, we lost about 20 minutes with our glitches, so we're going to honor our time and stop here. We're going to give you a little bit of practice time, but what we'll do is take those first 15, 20 minutes this evening to do that, okay? But we do need you, because we're honoring ending now, we need you to honor beginning at 7. It's, as you know, you've all led conferences in the last day or two. It's harder and harder to get people in. Would you please self-regulate and be here, because we want to maximize our time this evening. Min is a huge gift to our 4K team. As Jill said, she's the cartographer, the map maker. Min is from Korea, and he's in IT. And he was a senior leadership role in Esri. Esri is the premier geography software company in North America, one of the top ones in the world. And he came to us about 2 years ago to YWAM, and he's a project manager, and he's the one who's created the app that we will be using tonight. So that's functional, an iPhone and Android, and he's the one who's developing the app that will soon be able to have, it's almost ready, an iPhone, and then the tracker that we were talking about. So if you'll come back this evening, then at 7 right away, we'll start with focusing on the Lord, and then we'll give him some time. What we're going to have, we need to stop now because we have to get all the chairs out of here to lay out the map. And what we are going to see tonight is a map. How many of you walked and prayed on a 4K map? Just about everybody. Well, this map will be unlike anything that you've seen. Besides the world, it has a lot of insets. That means parts of the map that where the omega zones are very small and hard to see, they've been blown up to 31 insets. So places like Java and Sumatra, or cities like Paris or Cairo or Baghdad. And so with each map, across the map, it not only has every omega zone on it, but the code that is being used by cartographers, not only YWAM, but connecting to all the different mission groups that everyone is now using for omega zones. So we're defining a common language across the mission mapping community and working in collaboration with others, IMB, Jesus Film, and many others, and that's just really remarkable. So you'll be a brand new map, unlike anything you've seen before, and we're going to have a process. Min's going to lead us into this with Jill, and we're going to be with your teams asking the Lord how we are going to move forward in the next 6 years and establishing multiplying ministries in omega zones where we currently are not, okay? So we trust that this evening will be a sweet, fragrant aroma and offering to the Lord. Okay, so